All you got to do is get elected and say you're a Republican. We got people that retarded in the Republican Party that
Oh, come on, Mr.
well, no, I know. Come on, it's the truth.
Come on, Mr. Rowe.
But I'm telling you, it
It's
is.
maintained.
Oh,
It's
you say
maintained.
you say you're a Republican, get elected, and it's bad because I know where it's coming from, and I just appreciate that everybody. And I told them this the other night in the team that you need to get love, more love. Well, we have fell out with one another that I'm almost scared to turn my back on most people that I walk with, that I used to walk with. That's true because they are dangerous. You know, you find one thing one minute, and next minute you got something else, and you don't know who it is. And if we don't change from where we at where Solomon and Gomorrah was at when God destroyed that city. And I know I ain't gonna be the best thinking thing in the world, and I'm gonna say what I feel, and I can't take back nothing that's said. And I'm not trying to take it back, but I'm thinking that we should think more of what we used to be when I was a young man, about our families and our fellow man, have more love in our hearts than we got. Because if we don't keep going like we're going, it's dangerous.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, man.
A house divided will
you're
not stand.
It won't stand, the Bible
Throw
said
it in there. That's so true.
Announcement? You want me-
So, yes.
Okay. One thing that we neglected to probably provide information on, as you know, the Holiday Wing event is coming up. We normally have a lot of traffic and a lot of trick-or-treaters in the golf club area, Tuxton Woods area, Chester area. So just be mindful of that. The police department has already set up some strategic plans for that in regards to that. So hopefully that will help mitigate any concerns that these neighborhoods will have in regards to that. We have the hometown harvest. We were strongly suggesting that trick-or-treaters, our businesses, or churches as well, will come out and do their activities there, and then that will limit the amount of kids on the streets. We've actually had, in the past, we've had to tow some cars that were parked on right-of-ways in regards to that. And a lot of times we get people from other communities come to our city as well. So we want to just be mindful of those types of things. So we neglected to share that with you. We try to share that each year in regards to that. So
One thing I forgot to share too also, Mayor, is in addition to the Hometown Harvest that's going on the 27th, is the Passionately Pink Day. So we want to keep in mind, Georgia, I guess it's okay if we wear our pink to the Hometown Harvest, isn't it? Okay. We want the town to turn out pink, turn in your pictures, take pictures of your group wearing their pinks and send those in. We'll be doing some things in the paper for that.
one last announcement in regards to that. We have done a press release, but for those who may not know, we've appointed or hired, or actually promoted rather, our new fire chief, and that is Mr. Larry Wilson. Okay, he just want to come up and he has already taken those responsibilities, and we're looking for big things out of him in regards to that. So appreciate that, and let's all give him a round of applause for his work.
Thank you.
You want to
Got
say
any
anything?
comments?
I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to be the fire chief of the city of Douglas. You know,
You're
And,
welcome.
I'll do my best to make y'all proud.
Thank you.
Outstanding.
Thank you. We appreciate your service.
All right, thank you.
Amen.
I wrap up with my comments here. The first thing is, I want to speak to the two things that are on the ballot about the school. The first thing is, when my wife and we returned to Douglas in '96, we actually contemplated putting our daughters in private school. However, we quickly determined that we are products of the public school system, and we turned out all right. My encounter echoes what Commissioner Gowan said. When my children were in the Coffee County school system, I found everybody to be respectful, responsive, and attentive to my children. And I always like to say about Miss Oates. Miss Oates kept telling me, keep your daughter in college level classes. No. Keep her in college level classes. And I listened. Now she's in Tallahassee as a nurse practitioner. So my thing is this right here. I just don't like the idea of us not having the faith in our school system, our elected officials out there at the Board of Education, the teachers, the administrators, the principals. I think voting to let someone else run our school system is bad. It's just bad, and you take that for what it's worth. My next thing is the alcohol thing. Let me say this right here. First of all, when I was campaigning, I knocked on a lot of doors. The number one issue was the alcohol on Sunday sales. 174 people asked me that. 174. Now, I don't care whether it passes or not, but I also want you to be mindful of that when the Georgia legislature passed this, they left it up, as Commissioner Gowan said, to the local governments, the local municipalities, to decide this. And you say, well, if you don't take action, it's fine. Well, some issues are too big for elected body to handle. It goes before the people. So when we don't let the people vote, we suppress their vote. And you say, well, let me give you an example. Give you a very strong example of something that comes down and legislators do not take action on. It's a little thing called the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery. It was passed in 1865. The great state of Mississippi did not ratify it until 1995, 148 years later. So they decided to just let it sit there. Well, as a commission, we decided not to let it sit there. Whatever the citizens say, that's what it is. That's just the bottom line. If you're for it, you're for it. If you're against it, you're against it. And we'll leave it at that. Because guess what? As the mayor and the commission, we are not more powerful than the people of the city of Douglas. That 10,656 individuals get to go to the polls and they get to decide. And guess what? What they say goes. Now, my other comments are, I always talk about Parks and Recreation. Love Parks and Recreation. They're over there doing a great job for our children. And I am an advocate for our kids. I'm just an advocate for our kids. And I want to say this right here, because one of the things where we get perplexed about being elected officials is who do we represent and when do we represent them. Now, I represent, and as a body, we represent 10,656. Not all of them are college educated. Not all of them are business owners. Not all of them are church goers. Mr. Roper down there is trying to raise $750,000 because nobody that has sat up here before put any attention on our disabled children. So, are they not a part of the city of Douglas? Do they not deserve to be represented? Yes, they do. Well, guess what? Mr. Roper is giving them a voice. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Every citizen deserves to be heard. Over there at Kayla Day, I think this was, 13 years?
Yeah.
I think it's 13, 12 or 13 years. Just to see the jubilation of those children that have special needs, that they have a day that they look forward to. Mr. Roper has taken on that burden of trying to give them a permanent place to stay, to play. What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Do we not represent all? And that's what we're supposed to do. I always struggle with when we talk about our children being bad and this and that, and they won't listen. Well, Parks and Recreation, there's about 640 children over there playing football and more cheerleaders than you can shake a stick at. Our Boys and Girls Club has been open now for a few months. I would encourage you, if you're going down Gaskin Avenue, stop and go in. Get involved. Also, every meeting, we have the Navy Junior ROTC come here and lead us in the pledge. There are hundreds of young adults out there, the next leaders of this city, the next leaders of this state, this country, that are out there learning the fundamental disciplinary characteristics to move forward. I also like to tell folks, we got Commissioner Gowan down there, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts. There's a lot of good things for our youth to do. And a lot of our youth are doing great things. My next thing is the Veterans Day. Veterans Day is coming fast. It's November the 11th. Listen to me. I get to sit here because of what them vets done, those sacrifices that they done. I get to go to Pleasant Grove Baptist Church because they kept this this country free. So if you have an opportunity, if you're a vet, please join Post 18, Post 515, or go to the VFW, correct? Over there at the VFW. Next is the Christmas Spectacular. George is gone. Last night, my wife, she's pretty excited about this. Tony, what are we doing? How are we doing this right here? I don't see any flyers. Do you have it on Facebook? So I want everybody to get out and participate in the Christmas Spectacular. Look, unfortunately, there are some children in the city of Douglas and Coffee County that may not have a great Christmas. We get the opportunity to help. We get the opportunity to help. The Christmas songs going on down there at the theater. I think our theater holds about, what, 800, 850? So you're going to have to get there quick now. Now, once they fill up, that's it. 850. Make sure that you're out and about. The next thing is, Georgia mentioned about the Christmas parade. We want all the churches to participate. Get your float committee ready. Don't start out with a long flatbed. Get you a little bit of one that pulls a car too. And remember, this is a Christmas event. Peace on earth is the theme. The next thing is, also remember, coming up is Dr. Martin Luther King Day. We want everybody to get involved. I had a great time with the East Side Elementary 2nd grade. We had an outstanding time in here explaining to them how government works. Oh, we had a blast. Also, I already mentioned about Kayla Day was a huge success. And once again, you need to get in contact. If you want to donate some funds to help us build this park for our disabled children, please get in contact with our city manager. Also, to cap the day off, I actually went to the Head Start to sign a proclamation. I was very impressed with our Head Start. I was very impressed with them. The staff, the children. Got a chance to meet my little guy, Bryson. Bryson and I get a haircut. I don't know what Bryson be doing over there. But we had a good time. So I would encourage everyone, if you have an opportunity to get involved or stop by the Head Start, go by there and lend your hands, your funds, your help, and whatever we can do. I want to say this right here. We get an opportunity to govern the city of Douglas. It is an honor. It truly is an honor. But we have to represent the entire city. I only have one goal, is that to listen to everybody and make the best decision that I can possibly make as a part of this council. That's my whole goal. If I'm wrong, there's my dad sitting over there. Be man enough to admit that you're wrong and move on. Be man enough to admit it and move on. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
It's been motion and second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. We stand adjourned.